Nimbus. Dark, low-lying clouds bursting at the seams. It wasn't something I had expected when visiting the city of Rome. But clouds aren't always fluffy. They can become charged containers of power, threatening saturation. While staying at the British School in Rome, archaeologists and historians share stories of digging within the archives and ruins. I too listened, deep to the resonances between tufa, marble, data, energy, and empire.
This is just outside from the data center, from the data hall. So we are in the yard, and we have on the right we have the two generators. So the first one and the redundancy. Under the generator there is the tank, the big tank that needs to store the fuel. The fuel needs a lot of fuel. It is something like 15,000 liters. That helps this kind of generator to operate for more than 2 days in case of lack of power. The total power that feed all these data centers is 1 megawatt, and it's for sure is two line in parallel. That is for redundancy. The cost of energy in Italy is quite high compared to other countries because of an environment point of view. This is impact directly our business. We are working a lot of new energy source, just like solar source or wind, but they buy a lot of energy from outside because we are not able to produce everything from ourselves. So this is how it works. So the more efficient you are, less energy you need.
Ma non ce la fai, perché alla fine è povera. Oggi non possiamo diventare puliti qua, perché qua ci sono le guide, ci sono i turisti che parlano la sera, ci sono tutto acceso, capito?
The day following the storm, I visited the baths of Caracalla, one of the largest baths of the Roman Empire. Caracalla was a site for washing, exercise, entertainment, leisure, business, and gossip. Two men discussing the recent form of AS Roma were working in the dark, shoveling mud and water that had flooded in overnight. A vast subterranean complex lies beneath the baths, mostly used to store wood, warming the pools above. The baths served up to 8,000 people and consumed a ton of wood every day. Massive deforestation was a major contributing factor towards the collapse of the Roman Empire. Environmental scientists have argued that during the late Empire, trees and forests became increasingly scarce around the region of Rome due to overconsumption. Timber had to be sourced from ever further away. The law of diminishing returns undermined the economic performance of Roman industry, leaving Rome vulnerable to other, well-documented problems of invasion and internal division. The Roman Empire reached a tipping point of peak wood.
Maybe this could be an ancient library. Now we have the ones from the Middle Eve with all the old books and paper and stuff like that. Maybe this could be something like old stuff, old storage system, and should remain as an ancient area compared with what will be in the future. It's really difficult to try to understand which will be the far future of the data center. Where will be stored the data? This can be considered in the future something like an old and ancient footprint of the humankind.